The best tip I could give anyone about decorating their house is just remember it's your house. Hi, my name is Rosanna. I'm glad you're here, and today I am going to be redecorating my kitchen for summer. The 4th of July is over. It's time to get rid of all the red, white, and blue, and I really am loving those blue and white plates, and I just wasn't ready to take them down. So I decided I'm going to do this a simple way today. I'm just going to get rid of the red, all the real 4th of July things, and I'm going to use a different accent color, which I just think is going to be gorgeous. After I take down all the red, I need to clean up a little bit, and I'll tell you what, I don't know what was spilled here on the wall. It was thick and yellow and gooey, and there was just a drip that went from that 3rd shelf down. I just couldn't figure out how that happened. How did it land in such a straight line? And start at the 3rd shelf and it didn't get over anything else. It's just such a puzzlement. I love this system I came up with of putting all the like items in gallon Ziploc bags, and then I put the bags in my totes. It makes it so much easier when I start decorating because I can quickly find what I'm looking for. When I was a kid, floral arrangements were associated with old women, and then in the 90s they got to be the thing for other people to do, for younger people to do. And then it got to be something that old women did again. But I love them. I really do love them. And it makes such a big difference in a home. You can see how I'm just adding some little yellow flowers. I bought these on Temu. And they just add that nice pop of yellow. And yellow and blue are opposite colors. And I think they're really striking. When a florist is building an arrangement, they don't use just one type of flower because you want to have different textures. I have a few different types of greeneries, and now I'm going to add a different type of yellow, and you notice that they don't exactly match because you need to have little variants of tones, and I'm just really wanting to look like these are some flowers that I might have gathered out in my backyard, and I've made just a really perky arrangement with them. Now I'm going to add some white flowers too, because I have some white with the baby's breath, but I just felt like this flower arrangement just needed the white. Now I'm just going to add a few little accents, and I had no plan when I started this, by the way, and I don't pre-plan what I'm doing when I'm videoing this, so I make sure it turns out right. I think this time I just kind of got lucky, but I had a few things in mind. I'm putting some lemons and limes I got on Amazon last year in that little bowl. Then I get the idea, oh, I'm going to put a lemon up here and a lime on those shelves, and it ended up just being too much. So I took them down. My mom used to say, you know, when you're decorating or you're doing flowers or anything, you just need to know when to stop. And, well, she was really right. I've gotten so I love putting a little picture here. This is something I just bought at Hobby Lobby, and I bought it for my bedroom, but I thought it was just perfect for this area. And then I do a little bit of arranging, and I decided I just want this to be really light over here. So I put this little bowl. It's a Pioneer Woman bowl with some tea in it, and yeah, that was a scratch. I was hoping it wasn't, but it was a scratch. I'm going to have to fix it. This shelf at the bottom can be a little difficult. For one thing, you can't really see what's down there. And the best thing that I found is just to have enough color that your eye picks up on it. So I have a bunch of crystal bowls, and I don't remember where I got this one, whether it was my grandmother's or I got it at a thrift store. I bought it in a store, but it's really pretty. It's got this fluted edge. And so I got all of my limes and lemons that I bought last year on Amazon. I think they're really nice. And I just piled them up in that bowl. It was just as simple as you could be. And I just think it's the right amount of things. I wouldn't want to have anything more. I was really going for simple. I have really started to do that more and more, and also just kind of moving out what I've got, so I'm not changing the arrangement of things. I'm not building from the ground up. I used to every season take everything down and start completely over, and on decorating days it would just kind of wear my brain out. And I have found that when I'm just doing it as I go along and I start with a basic, well, sometimes things get moved around in a pretty big way, but I'm still building on a foundation, and so it doesn't seem as intimidating to me, and it almost makes me feel like I can be a little bit more creative. Now, these are wood beads, and they're quite heavy. I've been really glad to have those clips on those curtains, by the way, but I tried putting that up in the middle with the clips, and it just practically pulled the curtain off because that was just too heavy, and even 2 clips wouldn't do it. So I was a little puzzled. So then I remembered that I found this yellow ribbon in with my flowers, and I decided to tie it up. I only tied it in the middle. I didn't tie all 3 ends. I just felt like that would be a little bit too, what's the word, precious? No. Anyway, I just decided not to do it. And then I went back to arranging flowers. I have used this jug as a centerpiece ever since Christmas time. I just keep moving things around, put new things in it, but we have really enjoyed that. It's really easy to take off, and even if we're all just sitting there at the dinner table, it is small enough, it doesn't interfere. I bought this ladder at Hobby Lobby thinking this might be the perfect solution for me putting towels there so I can quickly dry my hands. And I don't know, I thought, oh, I have these decorative towels, I'm going to try this. And I realized, well, the pattern is too big, it just won't work. And I give up with that and just put it on my stove. And then I'm going to go back to trying to figure out how I can get this ladder to lean against here. The problem I had is that the right side was taller than the left side, and the left side was too short. It couldn't be wedged there, and I could see putting a towel there and it just falling over all the time. I noticed that the right side was tall enough that it would kind of stick, so I thought, well, maybe that will hold it and we could swing it open, and yeah, that didn't work. And so I just thought, well, ooh, horizontal. Yeah, that was a bad idea. So I moved it. I just, I was just so determined. I thought I could get this to work. Then it occurs to me, what if I use the command cord keepers, because they have something that loops around, and then you can take that out. You wrap it around your cord, and I could see myself wrapping it around the bar and sticking it on the wall, which would make it really easy for me to release that and put a new towel in. And, that really worked. Okay, this next episode really exposes who I am and my impatience sometimes, and I'd love to know if you ever do anything like this. So I decided I'm going to put this picture here, this little plaque, but the problem is that the nail is too low. So I need to put a nail. I go to the drawer where the nail is, and instead of going down the hall around the garage and getting a hammer, I decide to use a metal measuring tape. It is so weird. My husband bought me a hammer just for these things, and it's really close in a closet. But no, I was in too big a hurry. So I show my husband this, thinking he would just think I was strange. And he looked at it and he goes, "Well, you used a tool." And yes, he was right. I used a tool. And I get this all in, and it hangs up there. And then I realize it's not centered. It needed to be centered between the light switch and the stove, so I ended up getting it to work. I wanted to add just a little bit more here, and I had this kind of fancy jar that I got at the thrift store last year, and I had some lemon slices and lime slices that I got on Amazon, and so I just put them in there. I didn't have very many, and it fit down here just fine. Just, you know, a little bit of something. And then I had a gingham check towel. By the way, I have loved gingham since I was 8 years old. So this is not a new pattern for me, but I had this yellow towel that hadn't been ruined last year, so I stuck it in there and looks nice. And of course my family always comes along and immediately takes it out, but it looks nice for a minute. I got that orange little jar last year, and now I gotta let you hear this because my family was really cute at this moment.
I have some candy from your candy stash. Can I have candy from your candy stash?
Candy from my candy stash?
Yeah, I want candy from there.
You have a candy stash?
Oh, this is where I put the extra candy.
Right there, up there.
I think I got here. Got the Red Hots.
Ew.
You want this?
Yeah. I love those.
You do. I like them too.
Well, thanks for being here. I'm so grateful you watched. Actually, my entire family is grateful you watched. You'll want to stick around because I'm going to be doing more decorating, including a summer redecorate of my living room and family room, which will be coming out right away. I also make hauls and do other fun things. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. Well, until next time, bye!